Hello, hello. Welcome to my first stream back in 2 weeks now. I'm free starting next week. Yeah! Wait, Ana Vivo, I really want to do an art stream together. We haven't done that in forever, and we should hit up Aya too, so we have a three-way art stream. I really want to get back into doing art stuff together. Oh my gosh, I just choked on energy drink before the stream. I was so ready, but then I choked as soon as I took a drink. I'm almost out of Red Bull, so I'm saving it for like a rainy day. So I didn't think it would be too like, I don't know, it feels super fitting to have a tarot stream and drink Cosmic Stardust. Something seems really magical about it, so I went ahead and did that. But as soon as I did that, I started choking on it, which makes me think that's probably not a great thing. Probably not a good idea. Skill issue. Man, it's a money issue. I would be having Red Bull right now, the peach flavor. Yeah, but it would be so amazing to get started. There's nothing more like, it keeps me so much more on track to have other people arting with me. That's why I like doing art streams or watching art streams, because then I could do art and it feels like I'm not like by myself doing it. It keeps like each other inspired and stuff. But yeah, it's been a while. I did a workout for the first time in ages, and I can feel my legs. So they're kind of propped up right now. And I swear these are not my underwear. This is my workout shorts, because I was too lazy to change out into something different. Boop. Hi, Fix! Hi, Fixie! Hello, welcome, welcome! Honestly, I've been super busy lately because I'm gonna be, surprise for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna be moving soon, or at least I hope I'm moving soon, crossing fingers. This is why I've been kind of inactive lately as far as streaming goes, but of course, as you've seen on my Twitter, if you haven't already, I've been getting ready for debut prep and also doing some model reveal stuff, and the reason why I'm still using my old model is because I want to, you know, kind of savor it a little bit. There's nothing wrong with this model. I love this model. I made this model. My body is amazing in this model, but I want to savor this model a little bit longer before I switch over. So I do have a special debut day planned in the future. It really has been a minute. I miss you guys. By the way, is the music too loud? I hope it's not too loud, too soft. As you can tell, I'm still klutzy as always. So it's always as soon as I do like a hand cam stream that I do something to fuck up my hands is like, oops. I'm klutzy as all hell. That's okay. That's probably part of like moving too. So I gotta get ready to pack stuff up. And because it's been kind of stressful with moving things, I haven't been as active on my social media as well as like streaming. It's just hard to find the motivation sometimes when you're like stressed out with moving. The music is fine. Oh my gosh, Theravana, how are you? It's been a hot minute. I hope you've been well. Oh my goodness, welcome, welcome. I love seeing new and old faces. So with everything being kind of busy lately, I just haven't streamed as much, and I think that's gonna be kind of the trend until I get settled. My proposed move out date is supposed to be around August 18th, so it's a Friday. So around that time, I might go on the down low for a bit, but I'll still be uploading content on my TikTok as well as hopefully some like shorts on my YouTube. Asashi buddy, it literally has been a long time. Oh my god, it's an Asashi, and hi heart, hi, finger hearts. I got finger hearts for the hearty. It's fair. Busy times make everything difficult, for real, but I do miss streaming. I've been really like down in the dumps because I was like, I do want to stream. I just haven't been able to get that energy to stream because of all the moving stuff. And so like, I do miss you guys a ton. I miss you guys more than a fair bit. But it's the first time in a long time that I felt really good enough to stream, you know? I worked out for the first time in ages, and I just realized how important it is to do some self-care. I walked my dog for the first time in, I'm gonna say like a good 3 weeks. And I feel so bad. He's been so good and so patient with me. He's been like laying by my side. When I have those days that I can't get out of bed, he just hops up on the bed and he cuddles next to me. He's such a good boy. Take it easy on yourself, Miwi. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being so patient with me, especially because I do have a lot of things planned. I am really excited to show you all the things I've prepared for our upcoming debut, as well as like some new assets, some new backgrounds, some new everything is coming up. So I promise it'll be worth the wait. I just gotta make sure that real life stuff is taken care of. And honestly, I think I want to do more of that. Do you know like the healthy fitness type content I used to do? If you guys are a long-time viewer on my channel, you know that I used to do a lot of fitness content. I used to do a lot of like positivity type content, and it's not that I don't engage with that type of stuff anymore. I do feel like it's been a lot of drama in the community lately, and that I've been engaging a little too much into it, like investing a little bit too much of my time and attention on it. So I want to change that up. And so I was working out today and I was thinking it would be really fun to do more of those types of streams, even though they were never really that popular on my channel. I think if I want to stream more, it might be something that I'd love to introduce to you guys. So maybe I would do some workout content and we can do that together. Like I could do a face cam. I might not be able to read chat, but at the least we can kind of keep ourselves accountable to take care of ourselves. Speaking of taking care of ourselves, I am drinking an energy drink. But I do have some sparkling water here today. I had the worst idea, by the way, because as you know, I'm still packing for the move out. So I already packed up my Brita filter and I've been stocking up on Polars, which are sparkling waters. So my current... I don't have any water. I don't have any regular water. Hi, Kagami! Hi! Oh my gosh, my V sibling, hello. Wait, do you have a saying? Like, I know some people have sayings like asashi is asashiburi. I don't really have a saying. I have like a phrase which is like, hi, my name is Miri. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope to bring a smile on your rainiest days. Something like that. Mixing sparkling water and energy drink. I gotta keep myself hydrated, right? That's the best way to kind of filter out an energy drink, right? I kind of, like I said, I just kind of thought this was fitting because it says Cosmic Stardust and I'll be doing some tarot reading today. I was like, that sounds magical. Not to mention, like, doesn't this look kind of like the fortune teller emoji? Like that emoji with the fortune ball? Something like that. But I had the worst idea because I finished my workout. I usually have a protein shake after my workout, and my protein shake is munchies flavored, which is like chocolate chip flavored. But I don't have any water right now except for sparkling water. So my smart idea was to mix sparkling water with my protein shake. I ended up not doing this because I was smarter than that, but I did think about it for a solid 2 minutes. It's like the worst idea. This is like starfruit flavored, so it's like fruity mixed with chocolate chips mixed with shaking up a sparkling carbonated drink. It's probably not the best idea, but I really was this close to thinking of doing it. Something about tomfoolery. Tomhootery. I think that should be the new title. Tomhootery. But yes, today we are gonna be doing some tarot reading. I'm very excited. These are some of my favorite and least favorite streams to do. Favorite because I feel like I get to know a little bit more about you guys, even though it's me being a little bit nosy. I feel like tarot cards are always a little bit gossipy. It's a little bit like nosy figuring out what's up with your personal lives. But the other thing about it is, like, I have to wear real pants and I have to put on real clothes for you guys. If I'm not streaming on hand cam, I am in just like a nightgown or no pants, like I'm just chilling. But I can't do that like this, so... It's like my least comfortable stream, but it's like my most fun stream. That's okay. We're gonna have a good time today. We are gonna be reading tarot. I am gonna be using the anime tarot deck, which is my favorite tarot deck for reading. Just to preface this, for those of you who this is your first time doing a tarot stream with me, this is for your zodiac. If you're not sure what your zodiac is, you can always look it up by your birth month, or if you're feeling spicy, make sure you take a cafe astrology or birth chart test, because it could be something that's related to your sun sign, which is the sign that's most like it's the sign that you probably know the best. For example, if you're born in September, chances are you might be a Virgo like me. But if you're born in, like, say, January, you may be an Aquarius, things like that. You also have your moon and your rising sign. So if you find that your reading does not match you or does not sound like you might want to check out your moon and your rising sign to make sure that you get the reading that's most accurate for you. If you find that it doesn't match you at all, then it could be that this reading just might not be for you this month. It could be for someone else who matches your sign. So don't be discouraged. If this sign is not for you, then it could be for someone else, or it could be waiting on another. It could be waiting on another reading here. It is, oh my gosh, it's August, so it's like 3/4 of the way through the year, isn't it? I feel like this year went by way too fast. Wasn't it just yesterday that I made my post about First Blood on New Year's? If you don't know that post, don't look it up. But do it, yes. I am gonna be doing it. Imagine putting on clothes. Most people imagine the opposite, but you know. Today we're going to be starting with Aries. I'm going to be going through the houses one by one, so I'll also be marking a timestamp below. So if you do have to go, or if you find that you missed your reading, we'll always come back to it. Tori! Oh my gosh, hi! My asset artist. Hello, hello, welcome in. How are you? I give you all the hearts too. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for dropping by. It's always a pleasure to see all the amazing artists that have worked with me. I always treasure it. Let me see here. I'm gonna be starting with Aries though, so let's mark it here as 1633. And let's catch up. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. If you aren't going out, then I hope that you are staying in and enjoying your time, getting some good R&R. If you are going to work, then I am so sorry, but I hope you have a fruitful day at work. I hope it is productive and that you're finding that it is an amazing day. Hi, sweetie. Hi! Oh my gosh. It makes me actually really happy when I see my artists or when I see people I've worked with before. I feel like everybody is so super talented. So whenever I see people who do things that I clearly can't do or need help doing, I'm always super impressed with the work people put out. Q, hello! The tomfoolery has showed up. I say this because it's out of love. Kagami has told me that the tomfoolery lies with you, so I'm excited to see you. Hi, V-sibling, how are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day. You sound so happy as always. So glad to see you again. Keep it up. Oh, thank you! Honestly, I only want to give you guys my best. I don't want to... I want to make sure that you guys are having a fantastic day and that I can add to your day in that sense. Whoa! So what a spicy reading to start with. So Aries babies, this is your reading here. I am going to be pulling 3 cards for each sign. So what I'm going to do is try my best to kind of piece together everything. The great thing about tarot is it's like telling a story. So for me, it's like piecing together the pieces. It's kind of like putting together a puzzle. So with this one, we have all major arcana. So I feel like with Aries babies, something amazing or something like big is gonna happen. Amazing could be good or bad, I say in this context, because I've noticed that there's the Tower and the Hermit in reverse. Let's see. So the moon usually deals with inner feelings. This is usually the stuff that we're afraid to face or that we're not ready to kind of take a look at. This is kind of like, for me, the I gotta look hard at myself type of card. Tower is in reverse. So Tower is a card that everybody is very scared of, but it's actually a really good card. What this means in the upright position is that the foundations that you've laid, they're no longer serving you. So it's kind of like a shaky foundation that needs to be broken down. A lot of people are afraid of the fall. A lot of people are scared that their foundation that they've built, all the stuff that they've created is tumbling down. But actually for this healthy relationship or healthy building, like, you need to start over fresh. And this is saying, like, whatever it is that's unhealthy in your life, you need to start some better boundaries in there, some better foundation so that you can build yourself up bigger and stronger. Hermit. Hermit is really funny. I need to drink some more water. Shoot. Hermit for me is really funny because you see this? It's like a typical NEET character. NEET being like they stay at home and kind of are not working, they're gaming and eating and all this stuff. It's a period for Hermit. It's a period of solace, like a period of you can't be moving forward. You're kind of stuck where you are, and that's honestly where you need to be. So what I feel like is happening when you connect these pieces together, I think something big happened in your... Specifically, the thing that I'm intuitively feeling is like something big happened that disturbed your friend circle. There's something where it's shaking up your world and honestly leaving you very like uncertain of where you are. I think you're afraid to face these feelings, so you've kind of been putting it off and distracting yourself, which is why you're kind of delaying this tower moment. You don't want this tower moment, but at the same time you need this tower moment to be able to move forward, and so you're really stuck where you're at. You have to push forward, but you're kind of like, I don't want to, and that's why you're kind of stuck. I don't know how to put it any more bluntly than that. By the way, if you aren't ready to hear these readings, I'm very blunt with how I do my readings because I want to give you the most direct that I'm reading. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I kind of just say it like it is. So if you feel uncomfortable with that, that's totally fine. If this is not for you, then I will see you in the next stream. But I do want to give you the information that I think would be the most helpful. Don't take these for like a fact. These should be always taken with a grain of salt. It is something that's just meant to be helpful advice for you. So continuing on, I do think I want to hear a little bit more, and usually I'm gonna just pull 3, but sometimes I might feel like pulling another. I do think I want to pull another card for this. So because it's such a major event, it has me super curious. So what kind of advice would the cards give you? What kind of advice would be good for Aries babies? What will help them in August? What is this major thing? This one. Page of Pentacles. It might be related to career changes. So Pentacles cards are usually related to money, career, something in the physical realm. So let's see here. Page of Pentacles, and I do read off of my book occasionally if I need a little bit of help or if I'm not sure exactly how the reading should be read. It's just a good way to make sure I get you the most direct and clear reading as possible. So Page of Pentacles, the con man. It's in reverse, so this has to do with laziness, procrastination, and wastefulness. Okay. The Page of Pentacles warns about rushing or taking shortcuts. Never look for the easiest, quickest solution to the problem. Look instead for the right ones. So towards your commitments or whoever, I feel like this is like towards a person. It could be towards a person, it could be towards an important work relationship, but it's something you've been avoiding going head on with. It's kind of like if I do it this way, it's gonna be the same outcome, right? It's like making excuses. That's what I'm kind of hearing. You can't just make excuses. You have to face things directly. And without facing things directly, you're going to be stuck in this period for a long time. So the longer you wait, the harder this is going to be for a fall. Like, you're building up a tower that's already crumbling and falling. So you need to start over fresh. If you aren't someone who faces this directly, it's gonna hurt more in the long run. So rip off that band-aid, Aries. You can't just stay in this hermit mode forever. So I hope that that is helpful to someone out there who is an Aries baby. Yeah? Okay. So then let's go on to Taurus. This is 2343. Okay. Taurus babies. I like Taurus people. Some people say Taurus are very boring, but actually they're very steadfast. I find that they are the most like solid. They're people that I can lean on. They are like a rock. And that's kind of like in a literal and figurative sense, in that like they will emotionally be your rock, but at the same time, sometimes they're so stubborn and unmovable. But I love that about them. They're very like, how to say, convicted? How to say? They have strong convictions, and I love that about them. So let's see. Taurus babies, what kind of reading do we have for you? Ah! Sometimes all the cards want to fall out, and I'm like, I can't read all of that for you. That's too much. The cards get so excited sometimes. Ah! Okay. So, Taurus babies, what kind of reading do we want for you for August? Six of Pentacles reversed. And whoop. I have a weird way of shuffling because I'm very bad at shuffling cards. Six of Wands upright. I'm gonna be very, like, I'm gonna laugh so much if it's another six. Let's see. What is the last? Oh, that is a lot of cards, but I will take that. So, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I usually don't take all the cards, but sometimes it's a feeling, like I said. So, this is kind of interesting here, mostly because I didn't expect to pull all these cards. And also, we have a lot of this green coloration here. I forget what green represents, but we do have three pentacles, a cup, and a Six of Wands. So let me see here. I'm gonna start with this top row first. So we have Six of Wands and Six of Pentacles reverse, which I think is in the end here. So Six of Pentacles reverse, wow, has to do with imbalance of generosity, lack of resources, lack of reciprocity. Warns of an imbalance in this financial generosity. Either you're giving too much or you're being taken advantage of. Okay. Six of Wands upright indicates validation, harmony, victory, success, and recognition. After you've come through the conflict of the Five of Wands, the Six of Wands arrives with a validating, harmonious moment of success. Perhaps you've emerged with the conflict more self-assured or more competent. Either way, the Six of Wands says that all that struggle is paid off. Tough workplace competition might eventually lead to a promotion. You and your significant other may have been at odds, but you've made up and your relationship is stronger. Is this having to do with that imbalance here? I'm not sure if this is like start, middle, and then this is like the ending result. Let me see what this ending result has to deal with. Okay, so let's start with Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is usually having to do with fulfillment. Any kind of cups is usually emotional fulfillment in my mind, because cups kind of represent water signs, which is a lot of to do with emotions. So water sign here. Ace of Cups, love, happiness, possibility, and beginning. So it may be love related. We do have the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here. So Pentacles, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, having to do with lack of security, inertia, negligence. Are you feeling possibly ignored in a new relationship? That's kind of what I'm getting from this here. It's like trying to find the balance. You may have entered a new relationship. That doesn't necessarily mean a love relationship, but I'm guessing it might be due to this Ace of Cups. If you have just entered a new relationship, you might be feeling that it's hard to kind of find like the give and take, like an equal balance of give and take where you feel fulfilled in your relationship, but you also are maybe giving a little too much because you're hoping for that fulfillment, you know? So let's see, the Queen of Pentacles here has to do with being nurturing, provision, hard work, pragmatism, resourcefulness. So I do think that is your love sign, you know how they have like acts of service, they have words of affirmation, things like that? I feel like you're the type of person that does things for someone to show that you care for them. I think maybe you always wash the dishes, maybe you clean up the house, but you're trying to show how you love them through acts of service, and maybe they aren't quite getting it is what I'm thinking. I think they may be a little thick. They may not understand that what you're doing is trying to show them you love them. I think maybe their love language differs from yours. So it's been kind of difficult to kind of validate yourself in the relationship because of that. So you don't feel as happy as maybe you could be in this relationship. I think that has to do a lot with communication, because I do think that there is a balance here that you can strike. But at the moment, it does feel like I'm giving more than I'm taking. In this, I would say make sure that you aren't like taking this as a spiteful thing. I know you don't really like to be confrontational, but I think in this case, instead of standing your ground, it's important to share these feelings of being discontent, saying like, not in a malicious way, but just being like, hey, I do these things for you because I want to show you that I love you, but I feel like you're not really showing that back to me. I think that's where we're at with this. It's being direct. This this is literally just, I'm feeling like I'm not given enough. I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or I feel like I'm not getting enough from this relationship. That's kind of the feeling of this reading. Okay, Taurus babies. Let's keep it going. We're gonna go ahead and we're on Gemini. I know these will go a little bit fast. Part of it is because being on YouTube, I feel like maybe shorter streams are preferred on YouTube, but also because I'm still getting back into the swing of things, I hope you guys are okay with me kind of breezing through some of these and just kind of taking things easy for a little bit. I am trying to make sure that I'm not pushing myself too hard, but I do want to give you guys the advice that you guys have been seeking, and also, like I said, just catch up in general. So Gemini is my current one here. I have a weird love-hate relationship with Geminis, only because they're some of the funniest people. They're the people I click with the most, but also they're the people I've been smited by the most. I haven't been smote by, like, smote? Is that a real... Is smote a real word? I don't know if smote is a real word, but I've been smoted by... That sounds not quite right. Smoted? I've been smote... buffering, excuse me. I've been smote by like a ton of Geminis, not all, but like it tends to be the one that I get burned by the most. But I'm like a moth to a flame. I keep coming back. Let's see. We have Six of Wands again. Okay, six of Wands. What else do we have here? Two of Cups reversed, possibly a relationship. And 10 of Wands reversed. Okay, so let's see here. 6 of Wands we just read, which I believe has to do with harmony, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, so 6 of Wands, validation, harmony, victory, success, and recognition. Let's see about here. 2 of Cups reversed. 2 of Cups reversed has to do with disconnection, imbalance, miscommunication. Warns that misunderstandings, miscommunication, and distrust might be shaking the foundation of a relationship. Trust your intuition. Try to touch base if you are feeling that your foundations are being shook. Okay, and then 10 of Wands reversed. 10 of Wands reversed, overburdened, exhausted, unwilling to delegate. Indicating that you actually do need to lessen this heavy burden and seek support. It's just too much to carry on your own. Seek assistance from your community and your support systems. Not every task needs to be yours alone to complete. Okay, I'm honestly feeling something similar to the last one, but in this case, I'm not sure if it's quite a love relationship like I initially thought. In this case, it is a relationship with someone, but I do think it's more of a partnership. Maybe someone that you work with quite frequently. Maybe it's like if you have like a collaboration, or if you have something that you do together, like a podcast or work, something like that. Maybe you have a company together. I do think that there's partly something where you're like, oh, I can handle that. Oh, don't worry, I got that. I think you're taking on too much and not sharing the tasks enough. Not because you want to take on more or you feel like the other person can't do it, but because I think you're genuinely that person that feels like, I don't want to burden this other person. So in your mind, to create this harmony, you're trying to take on as much as possible so that the other person doesn't have to. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. With taking on all these tasks, I do think that you are overburdening yourself. You are stressing yourself out more than you need to. And the funny thing is, the easiest thing to take care of this is to rely on your partner, whoever that may be. It could be a love partner, like I said, but I really feel like it's something work related or project related, maybe passion project related. I think that you are taking on too much and the other person doesn't even know, but I do think that they are worried about you and feeling that imbalance. I do think you guys need to talk together. I think that that will create much more harmony in this relationship so that these are flipped upright for you guys. Yeah, I think this is where you guys want to be, but right now, with you taking on as much as you can, the thought is there. Like, you're doing this out of care, but I do think that this isn't creating the best space for anyone here. trust your partner. They want to help you out too. And I think that's the best thing there. You have a support network, and that's amazing. There we go. Okay, 34, 53, or 57. 34, 57. Cancer babies. Okay, these are my crustaceans, my crabbies. The soft shells, or rather they're hard on the outside and very soft and gooey on the inside. These are kind of like, to me, some of the cutest in the zodiac signs because they seem really rough and tumble on the outside, but they're actually huge sweethearts on the inside. They're actual like mush on the inside. I think that's actually quite adorable. Not to mention, I grew up eating a lot of crabs, so there's something quite delicious about them too. I don't know, I like crabs. There we go. All right, let's do a shuffle. Whoop. Shuffle, shuffle, love, love, love. These are so pretty though. Don't you think these match my desk mat so well? I kind of love doing tarot readings just purely for the aesthetic of it too. I know that's not quite the reason why you should get into tarot, but there is something really satisfying about having things kind of match up aesthetically. So, Judgment in reversed. Death in reverse. Empress in reverse. Another big three, and they are all in reverse. I wonder what that could mean. I'm actually very curious. This is for Cancer. Yeah, Cancer babies! Are you a Cancer baby? I love Cancer babies. There's something major happening for you guys this month too, because you have all the major arcana here. This is just like the earlier reading with, I think it was Aries, but something big is coming your way, almost quite literally. Do you see this? This is the card for death, which indicates truck-kun. The arcana for this has to do with truck-kun, which is literally getting hit by a truck. I think something big is coming your way. Let me see, Judgment and Empress. Judgment has to do with some kind of balance here. This is number 20. Over criticism, inner saboteur, introspection. Recommends introspection. The first step towards healing and progress is often forgiveness. You can't move forward if shame and anger are holding you back. I think this is where you were, this is where you are now, and this is where you will be, if I can say that boldly. I think that this is where you were. So Judgment is kind of like, you're very hard on yourself. I think to the extent that, like, I wonder if something big has happened in your life, maybe something dramatic, and a lot of times I feel like when something happens, people put themselves at fault, but it's not quite that. I think it's time for whatever that happened, regardless of whether it is your fault or not, that instead of putting all the blame on yourself, that you're kind of more gentle to yourself. This isn't something that anyone should take harshly, I suppose to say. Like, to move forward, you need to be forgiving of yourself. And sometimes even this absolution might not even be yourself. It could be for other people in your life too. You need to be ready to forgive so that you're able to move on. It's not even just for them, but for yourself. With Death, a lot of people are scared of this card as well. Death and Tower are like some of the two most scariest cards for people. With Death, it's signaling a new beginning though. That's exactly what Isekai kind of means with this card. So with Truck-kun, denial, resistance to change. This is where we kind of are right now. I think that we're still stuck in the past, so we're having a hard time moving forward, especially accepting that, like, whatever this was has already ended. This is already way past us now, but we're still living in that time as if it's still happening. We can't just be dogged by some of the stuff that's happened in our past. You might feel like you're stuck or trapped, or maybe that what resulted in was not your desired outcome. But regardless of that, because you're holding on to the past, you can't form new relationships, you can't move forward because you're still stuck in this past. You're waiting for the truck to hit you, but it's already hit you, you're already in this new world and you're not, it's like you're stuck at the beginning. I imagine like the NPC at the beginning of like the new world, like the Isekai, and he's just kind of like laying there not moving because he's like, I'll come back to my original world one day. That's kind of like the feeling I'm getting with this card. Okay, and then the last card was Empress. Divine feminine energy. It usually has to do with intuition. So dependence blocked creativity. This card says that you're either hindering your growth by investing time and care in the wrong things, or that you're experiencing a block in creativity or growth. Okay, yeah, Cancer babies. No, Cancers are some of the most sensitive signs of the zodiac. They are a water sign, which usually deals with a lot of emotions. They're also the type that can fill your glass. They are water signs that are like, they're very attuned to people's emotions, but sometimes they're very reluctant to share their own. That's kind of the feeling I get here. It's like this divine feminine energy, which it doesn't have to be that you're female, but just the feeling of intuition, feeling in touch with your emotions. You're kind of not allowing yourself to feel, because it's easier right now to be numb or to kind of put this behind you, pretend like it doesn't exist. But until you do that, you're gonna find that whatever the situation was is stifling your creativity for your own personal projects. It's gonna be bleeding into other aspects of your life. Not because, like, it's not because you don't have the ability to be creative or anything like that, but it's quite the opposite, where you're actually super creative, but sometimes the personal and professional kind of bleed together because you are highly emotional. It is one of those things where the more you feel, the more you're in turmoil because you don't want to feel those things. That's kind of like the impression I'm getting. I think that when you can accept that the past is the past, it can't be changed, and it's better to forgive and move on. Not necessarily forget, but to forgive that it happened and move on. Everything will turn upright, and you'll find that things, I think, speed up after this point. I think things are gonna move really fast because it is like getting hit by a truck as soon as you resolve that situation in your mind. Yeah. Oh, it sounds like a rough month for some of us. Maybe because we're grinding down to some of the end of the year stuff. And I find that, like, towards the end of the year is when we get a lot of our big events, you know, like our Thanksgiving, our Christmas, Halloween. We get a lot of big, like, special events, so to say, but we also have a lot of family get-togethers around this time. So I think this is a time when it tends to get very emotionally volatile for a lot of people. So then let's mark this down. 4229 for Leos. Leos are my next babies. Yes. The Lions. Thank you for the reading. Absolutely. I hope some of it helped. These are supposed to definitely be more like advice. So like I said, grain of salt, but if it can provide a little bit of solace, if it can give you a little bit of help, that makes me super happy that I can be a part of that process. If you have any questions too, feel free to ask. Hi, Nuna. Hi! How are you? Hi, welcome, welcome. 안녕. 안녕하세요. 여러분, welcome. 어떡해. 네, 한국말은 잘 못하니까 미안해. 누나만 괜찮고, 미리도 괜찮고. Anything is okay. Let me see. Leo. I love Leos. Both my parents are Leos. It's almost their birthdays and I have no idea still what to do for either of their birthdays. I'm a little scared to go home for their birthdays because they can be a little bit like hot-headed. They're a little bit hot-headed with each other. They're a little scary to be around because both of them think that they are right, as we have the Hanged Man here. Let's see. Oi! Hanged Man, Queen of Wands, and let's do one more here. I heard a lot of people really like the sound of shuffling cards, so I feel like if I could do something like close to the mic, like a shuffle sound or something, maybe I'll do an ASMR tarot reading someday. Hotheads? They can be a little bit hot-headed. It's like they're both stubborn, they both think they're right, and if they disagree on any opinion, then they're butting heads the whole time. It like stresses me out. My parents stress me out. They're really like passionate about what they do, but sometimes they think that their opinion is the only right one. And for me, I'm just like, I'm just here to have a good time. I don't know a lot of Leos outside of my parents, so this is like my experience solely with Leos. We have, for the Leos this month, Hanged Man upright, Queen of Wands upright, and Page of Cups reverse. What did I say about being hotheads? Because Queen of Wands, fire signs right here in the center of the reading. Let's see here. We have the Hanged Man first, though. And Hanged Man is usually like that period of stalling. New perspectives, letting go, pausing, and trust. This is actually a good type of stalling, though. They need to take a break and stop to smell the roses, so to speak. Letting what he knows go in order to embrace his new reality. So this is literally saying everything you thought you knew, let go of it, because to open your mind to new possibilities, you need to let go, like take a breath and let go of the old to bring in the new. Hangman is all about putting things on hold to look at the world from a new point of view, so we need a new perspective here. I'm a little scared of what that means for my parents, because they're always like, I think the thing with fire signs too is that what's the next thing? They always want to be on the move, but a lot of times they get their biggest growth period not from moving fast, but just taking a break and taking a pause. When they take a break, they learn so much and grow so fast. It's unbelievable that I wish I could just I wish that was me, you know? Do nothing, just meditate. And you'll find that you have explosive opportunities. That's the kind of growth that I want. I want to do nothing and grow. But it's not like that. So it's just kind of like when you're focused on XYZ, it's almost like ADHD brain. You have too many things coming into your head that you don't really have a way to focus on any one idea, and you end up not doing any of it. In this way, taking a break, taking a pause is gonna help to fuel your creativity, so which is what I think Queen of Wands is gonna lead into. So Queen of Wands here, courage, confidence, determination, outgoing, personality, charisma, vision, creative, charismatic, and always on the move. When you see her in a reading, it may be encouragement towards a bold action or may indicate that you're doing many things at once. They're a real social butterfly and use her charisma to develop passionate entrepreneurial networks of support. So I do think that by taking this pause, you'll be able to focus more on the relationships and connections in your life that can lead to better creative outlets. I think you'll find that more of your ideas maybe stem outwards. I do think that the impression I get is that by not focusing on so much on your ideas, you find that your ideas get more developed and grow a lot more exponentially as a factor of the people you're around. Hello, good morning, Wesso! Hi, happy Saturday! I hope you're having a good day. Welcome in, Wesso. We're on Leo's reading at the moment. We're going down, excuse me. Wow! We're going down pretty fast, excuse me. Sorry about that. Did not mean to burp in your face. I swear, it is the energy drink and the sparkling water mixed together, which, kampai. If you haven't taken your water break, make sure you are, because I am losing my breath with how fast I'm speaking today. Ready? Ganbei, cheers! Whew, I need to make sure I take some pauses. So Page of Cups is the last one, and Page of Cups is in reverse. This has to deal with emotional immaturity, naivety, creative blocks, doubting intuition. May indicate that you're hiding your creative inspiration. Perhaps you feel that the idea or project you're working on is too new or conceptual to share with others. You're hitting a creative roadblock. I wonder if this is why, I think this is the reason why you need to be in this Hanged Man period. I think you feel like a lot of your ideas don't really jive with whatever's happening in the current sphere. So I think that being around other people who inspire you is actually going to get rid of this block. I think right now you need to find these people, but to do that, you need to take less focus on yourself and just kind of like take it easy, take a breather. You're doing too much, and so you're hard to focus on what really like can push your ideas forward. So this is where I think we are stuck at the moment. I do think it'll change. Let me see. I want to pull one more card, like advice for this person to get unblocked. How to unblock your creativity. What is the key here? So it is just saying you need to just take a breath, take a breather. This is the Hermit again, so it's shown up again, and precisely has to do with soul-searching, solitude, introspection, and wisdom. So taking time for yourself to really look in at yourself and do some soul-searching. This is gonna be what ultimately creates that unblockage, or like gets rid of this blockage here. Taking time for yourself, being in this period of pause, not feeling like you have to rush forward. I think a lot of times, especially with social media, we compare ourselves to other people around us. And this is exactly what I was feeling when I was taking my several weeks of break. It's the feeling of like, I need to keep up. I need to keep doing things to be able to grow constantly, especially because social media can be very competitive at times. But actually, the way that you compete, you will grow the most from just taking a pause, because once you take a pause, you'll feel refreshed and you'll come back stronger than ever. But I think you're worried to take that pause for fear of like falling behind other people. I think especially what's going to be hard for you is when you do take that break, you're going to see other people doing things that you're like, I want to do that right now. I could do this so much better. Or I could do this and more. But you really need to take that break for yourself to give you that proper rest so that you can come up with an abundance of ideas, and you're actually going to find you come back stronger than ever. Leos, that is my reading for you. Hehe. All right, we have Virgo next, my Virgo babies. This is actually my sign. Okay, so 00, 51, 23. Let's do that now. Let me do a quick shuffle here. I do like the sound of the cards being shuffled. There's something really nice about it. Wait, I'm gonna push it closer here and see if you guys can hear it. Does that do something for you? I don't know if it does something for you, but I do really like the sound of shuffling cards. I think that's why, like, whenever I don't gamble very much, and if I do, I don't gamble with money, but like when I play like cards with people, I love the sound of the dealer shuffling the cards. So let's do Virgo. This is Virgo. It's Miri. Hi, Karu! It's a crisp sound. I think that's what I like about it too. I don't watch a lot of ASMR videos. I like when people do coffee shop ASMR, which is something I really want to do, but it's that kind of like crisp sound I like. I don't like a lot of ASMR, but that's what I do like. Clean sounds. I don't like the like sloppy mouth sounds. I love you too, Karu. I hope you're having a lovely day, sweetie. Wait, what's your sign? I wonder if I passed it already. We're on Virgo right now. I gamble with gacha games. I think that I can't trust myself to be with gacha games. I used to do gacha games all the time, but I spent way too much money on singular characters for gacha. If I really liked a character, I would go hard on it. Like, this is why I couldn't do it when I saw Danheng and a couple of other characters in like Genshin and Honkai. I can't do it. Oh, Libra! We're gonna be doing Libra next. Right now I'm on Virgo, so Libra is gonna be next on my list. Ooh, I hope it's something good. A lot of these seem like precautionary tales so far. Like things to warn about the next month to be careful of. Which I don't think is bad, not necessarily bad, but just advice to help you through, especially if it is a difficult time for you. So I hope I can write something, or not write, read something good for you. Let's see. For Virgo, 3 of Swords, feeling of betrayal. That's not good. Or it's not bad, but it's just the way to read the cards. The Moon, okay. Feelings might be getting hurt is what I'm getting. Okay. We're manifesting good stuff, only good stuff. These are all for good feels. They might not ring the most positive, but they are like the best way to address the situation is to face it directly most of the time. So, all right, Virgo babies, buckle up. We got 3 of Swords, the Moon upright, and 8 of Wands reverse. So, 3 of Swords in my mind has always been, it has always been kind of like a feeling of betrayal, heartbreak, suffering, sadness. It's tough to admit, but heartbreak has arrived. Three of Swords is a card of pain and suffering, no two ways about it. This card touches on emotional pain, but remember that it's the suit of swords. Your pain most likely has to do with communication issues. So I think there's some misunderstanding in a group, and it might have to do with talking to one another. The way that you guys communicate might be different, or the way you handle things might be different from each other. So the moon has to do with illusion, dreams, fear, anxiety, or instinct. I think there is a lot of anxiety around the way that, if I'm being honest, it feels like confrontation, like being afraid to confront each other made this situation happen and made this more difficult. Eight of Wands reverse. Let me see here. So Eight of Wands in reverse has to do with burnout, procrastination, waiting, reluctance. Yeah, I think that there was an issue already existing in this group. And I say group because that's just the impression I get. Three, I feel like there has to do with three people, or just like, it feels like a small knit group. Maybe people that you're very close with, or not, like, they're like more than acquaintances. So I think this does have to do with a friend group and feeling like I can't confront these people because these are the people that ultimately you do care about, but because you didn't want to confront the issue ahead of time, it's actually like tearing a band-aid slowly. It's a slow burn because you're not willing to, it's like I'm afraid to hurt people's feelings, but because I didn't bring it up when it was happening, I ended up hurting them more than I could have before. The feeling that I get from the other person is like, why didn't you just tell me? And I think that's something to learn here too. You don't have to hide issues. Issues can be very difficult to bring up in a friend group. But listen, like, if they're not willing to hear you out, are they like the type of friends that you want in your circle to begin with? I think these are actually really good people in your circle, but you need to be more comfortable and more confident with talking to them about things that hurt you, things that upset you, things that make you uncomfortable. This is ultimately to help the health of not only yourself, but also your group of friends that I feel like you clearly treasure a lot, because you do find that this is hurtful. You don't want to hurt any feelings, walk over someone. This is a feeling like a betrayal, because I think this is a betrayal on your friends towards you. It's like, I think they feel betrayed by you because you didn't trust them enough to talk to them directly. So I do hope that that is helpful. I do hope that you talk to them soon, because I do think that it's still at a stage that can be easily repaired, but you gotta feel comfortable with bringing up the hard stuff. Trust, they want to be friends with you too. They want to be, like, make you comfortable too. They trust you and they want to be good friends with you. You're a good person. I can feel it. Okay, Libra. This is Karus. Okay. Libra, very balanced people, very fair people too. 47. There we go. All right, let's read for the Libra people, Libra babies. Take a stretch there. There we go. And let's shuffle. I almost lost all the cards. I can't read all the cards. You gotta pick one. One at a time. Eight of Swords. Okay. Eight of Swords upright. And what else do we have here? This one. Three of Swords. We have Betrayal again here. Curious. Just curious. What else do we have? And again, too, if you find that this reading doesn't fit for you, it could be that there's another reading. Lovers! That could fit you better. Like, it could be like your sun, moon, or rising sign. So if you find your sun sign doesn't work, try taking a look at your moon and rising. I will be putting some timestamps after the VOD today. So let's see, we have Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Lovers reverse. It has to do with potentially a love relationship or a very close relationship. Okay, I'm very curious about this one. We have Eight of Swords in reverse. Has to do with release, optimism, and forward movement, which is a great thing. You may be finally ready to release yourself from self-imposed restraints. Say goodbye to all the negative thought patterns and overwhelming anxieties, because you're finally in a place to open up and lower those walls. Okay. Three of Swords. sadness, betrayal, heartbreak, suffering. Communication would be the biggest factor here. And then lovers in reverse. We're manifesting a Wait, I know that this... Some people get confused because lovers, they usually expect a love relationship, and it's still, I do think that it has to do with a love relationship. It might not be like lovers in the sense of like, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend. This could be a relationship to come, so it could be a boyfriend, girlfriend thing, but it also could be someone very close to you in your life, like a boyfriend, girlfriend. Maybe it's your quote-unquote waifu or husbandos, you know? The friends that we have that are like as close as a boyfriend, girlfriend. But I feel like it has to do with lovers. So lovers in reverse deals with uncertainty, disharmony, misalignment, temptation. May indicate disharmony. Something may be off in a relationship with a loved one. Perhaps the communication is strained, which we saw here with the Three of Swords. There may be a miscommunication. Also may indicate you're not in harmony with yourself, that you and your partner are being pulled apart by... Where's the relationship? Karu, no! It might indicate that you and your partner are being pulled apart by outside influences, or that you're uncertain about the partnership. So... this is interesting because it's funny. It seems like you're ready to move forward. I think this has to do with past betrayal. So maybe you had a relationship that fell through because you guys couldn't communicate well with each other, or because maybe there was some disharmony in communication, like perhaps you guys had different love languages, styles. So maybe you're someone who gift gives, but maybe there's someone who needs words of affirmation. I get the feeling that this was a past relationship where it was like a feeling of it should have been us, but it's like a feeling of betrayal, like that feeling that it didn't work out and we really thought it could have been. But I do think you are ready to move forward based on this Eight of Swords card. I think that you are ready to let go of this, and I do think something good is coming your way here. Eight of Swords, remember, just recapping here. Release, optimism, forward movement. So it's releasing this part here and being able to move forward in your life. You're able to kind of get rid of this negative thought pattern and anxiety to be open to something new. But I do think you need a caution that you don't fall into these old patterns again, so that you don't have the same thing happen in the next relationship. Whatever that relationship is, remember, it doesn't have to be a lover's relationship, but it's just like a past partnership or past like close relationship. It could be like an ex-best friend, or it could be like an ex-boyfriend, girlfriend. It could be something like that, but it is someone who was very close to you. That's what I think. I think this is actually the present. This is actually the past. I hope that's helpful. Don't hate it here. I'm just saying what the cards have told me, babe. I'm so sorry, Karu. Alright, we have Scorpio babies. So for Scorpio babies, we're gonna start now at 10315. Okay. 10103. Let's do 20. Alright, Scorpio babies. What do we have for you? Let's shuffle here. I hope that this is going well for you so far. This seems like... I feel like this is a rough reading for August people so far. Like I said, I do think it's because certain holidays are coming up where you're gonna be together with a lot of family or a lot of friends. So I do think that anytime when you're in a social situation with a lot of people, it's bound to bring up something either really good or something that may bring you a lot of anxiety. At least that's how it's been in my experience. So it might just be because of the things that are coming up and not necessarily that stuff is gonna happen this month. Let's go, Scorpio! Yes! Scorpio are some of the most loyal people that I've ever known, but they're also the type of people that, like, when you've wronged them, yeah, they will forgive you, but they will never forget what you did to them. They're very, their memory is so on point, it's scary. But they're really cool people. They're very loyal. Page of Swords. Ooh, we got a fixer. All right. This, I don't know why, but when I first saw this, I just got the impression of I can fix them. It's not just because of the wrench, it's just the feeling I get with it. We have Five of Cups reverse. And then the last one, what do we have here? We have Eight of Pentacles reverse. All right, so let's see here. Page of Swords. My pettiness lasts till the grave. That's exactly all Scorpios. That's why people are scared of Scorpios, because they're afraid of, like, if they smite a Scorpio, like if they wronged a Scorpio, they're gonna be fearful until the day they die or until the Scorpio dies, because they know that Scorpios will remember. Page of Swords. Let's see. This is the engineer or mechanic. It has to do with knowledge, new communication, inquiry, and change. It brings information, updates, and change. As with all Swords cards, this page focuses on intellect and curiosity. So a lot of curiousness is happening. Is it towards these things though? Five of Cups reverse and Eight of Pentacles reverse. So Five of Cups reverse has to do with healing, renewal, and possibility. This card signals either you finally arrived at a point of healing after a time of great pain, or that the loss you experienced might not be as terrible as it seemed. What you thought was over and done with might still have life in it. Either way, after a period of feeling pretty down, things are starting to look up. Take this as a sign that you're healing and moving on. Okay, that makes sense so far. So Eight of Pentacles is the last one here, and that's in reverse. Has to do with impatience, over or underwork, shortcuts, and burnout. Warns that you're either working too hard and too much or not working enough. I actually think it's the opposite. I think you're working too hard. And the reason why I say this is because based off of these two, because you're coming out of this period of, if we want to call it that, if we want to call it pettiness, maybe we've been through a lot and we're ready to be healing and move on with our lives. Maybe we're like, fuck that guy. I am gonna move on. It's like that type of feeling. It's like, bitch, I'm in my pretty good air. I don't know if that's the quite the right way to put it, but I think that you're over whatever situation has happened that puts you in this negative space, and you are ready to move on. So you're curious what the next chapter in your life is. You're ready to get moving. And so I do think that you're trying a lot of new things. You're doing a lot right now. I don't think it's actually being lazy, but actually that you're being more committed to stuff that you wished you committed to earlier. Like when you were in this downtime, there were a lot of things that maybe you put off, but now you're ready to take on. So you're extremely curious right now. I think that, you have to be careful. It's warning to be careful that you don't burn yourself out because you're going through and doing so much right now. I think you are so excited about the new possibilities that are happening in your life now that this period is over. You're healing, but you're not sure what the next step is. So you're like, I'll just do it all. That's the impression I get. You're like, I'm just gonna do everything. You might be being a little impatient. So remember to take things one step at a time. It's okay that you don't do everything all at once. Trust me, you're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Whatever's not going anywhere. You can do things one at a time and explore all these different possibilities that are ahead of you. Look at all these opportunities. It's like literally having 8 different things you can flip a coin on doing. You have so many things coming up for you. You can take it one step at a time. I think that's exactly what's happening here. You have so many things coming your way. I'm so excited to hear what happens in the next month for you. Scorpios. I hope that was good for you. Let me see here. Next, we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius babies. So Sagittarius babies, we're gonna do 1, 8, 59. All right. So Sagittarius babies, what do we have in store for you? The people who are the type to rush in, they love to take the leadership role. They are headstrong. Also, I think that they think they're cool because their name is hard to pronounce. I'm not gonna lie, but they are really funny. Like, they're really charismatic people, really. They have a flame that is exactly like the saying, like a moth to a flame. everybody else are like moths to their flame. That's the kind of impression I get from Sagittarius people. So let's get a quick shuffle in. And let's do Sagittarius's reading. Let me see. Whoop. This one. The moon. We've been getting the moon a lot in this reading, and I have been shuffling each. I'm kind of surprised. So what do we have here? We have the moon. 5 of Swords. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Huh. Interesting reading. We're kind of like cornered by these major arcana, so something big might be happening this month for you, Sagittarius people. So the moon, once again, here has to do with illusion, dreams, fear, anxiety, and instinct. You may have unprocessed trauma and complicated instincts that are influencing you. Everything's doing in the subconscious. So once again, like those deep inner feelings where you're not ready to kind of resolve yet, they're kind of bubbling to the surface, which might be bringing a lot of anxiety to you in this next month. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse has to deal with, wow. The Wheel of Fortune has to deal with bad luck, resistance, change, and standing still. That's kind of concerning a little bit. Tells you to prepare for a bumpy ride. Your luck may be running out, so be ready for a sudden change. You know, the picture that I get for this is as if you're the passenger. And see, I used to be in a driving class for when I was first starting to learn and get my driver's license, and I had the worst driver's teacher ever. Like, I've had 2. My first one was the one that literally made a girl like the girl peed in the car and she wouldn't let the girl stop. But that was like my first driving teacher. She was so harsh. Like, whenever I drove, if I did the littlest thing wrong, she would grab the wheel from the side and like the side driver's seat, the passenger seat, and like yank it. And we would like swerve to the rest stop on the shoulder side. She was terrifying. But I feel like that's what Sagittarius people feel like is happening. I feel like they feel like they're not in control. They're usually the one who takes the wheel, but the person at the passenger seat is taking it and like yanking it from them, which is like the literal like thing in my head is like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I feel like that's Sagittarius people right now. I think that's what's happening this month for them. So 5 of Swords upright. Let me see what that is. 5 of Swords upright has to do with ego, conflict, negativity, defeat, competition, dejection. Heralds a conflict that includes major pain, frustration, humiliation, and egoism in the mix. You might be your own worst enemy. I think a lot of things might be happening that are major, that are out of your control, but you're like, how to say? I think your ego is like, why can't I take control of this? Why is this happening to me? I think this is what Sagittarius people are going through right now. It's a feeling of like, I should have control over this. Why is there nothing that I can do that will set this situation straight? 5 of Swords heralds a conflict that includes major pain. While conflict may be good to address what needs to be addressed, this particular confrontation is more detrimental than beneficial. If you're winning, ask yourself if it's worth it. In the end, is winning worth the collateral damage? In the future, keep in mind that not every argument needs to be a battle, and that vulnerability, compassion, and acquiescence are signs of maturity. So instead of like fighting this natural change, I think that you need to be careful this month, because your ego might hurt people close to you because of situations that are out of your control. I think that whatever you're going through is really frustrating, but you might accidentally take it out on people who are just like, look on the bright side, or people who are trying to be signs of positivity for you. I think that this is a problem to do with how you've handled stuff in the past, and that this isn't serving you anymore. Like, whatever you used to protect yourself in the past is not going to be enough for this situation, but you shouldn't take that out, because these swords, you're easily going to accidentally turn it on other people close to you. You need to be careful who you're pointing your sword to, because you could accidentally hurt the people close to you. I think whatever is happening is out of your control, unfortunately. It will pass, but you need to be careful until it passes, because whoever is grabbing the wheel, yeah, you can't control who's grabbing and yanking the wheel out of your hands, but you can control how you react to it. And I think you need to be careful, because it's kind of like having your friends in the backseat. How you react is gonna directly impact them. Sagittarius, be careful. It's gonna pass, I promise you. All right, so we got next is our Capricorns. So Capricorns is gonna be 1, 15, 10. All right. Let's go ahead and shuffle up. Shuffle up, Gus. All right. Something good for Capricorn, please. I need something good. Wah! I am the worst shuffler. There we go. Okay. Capricorn people, what do we have in store for you? This one here. We have Queen of Cups in reverse. All right, we got a full cup there, but it is in reverse. That's curious, even curiouser. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And lastly, this one. The Star in reverse. We got a lot of reverses this time. Not necessarily a bad thing, just a different way to read the cards. Every day I'm shuffling. Queen of Cups here. Let's see. The Dere. Reverse has to deal with self-care, self-love. She indicates that you might be out of sync with your emotions. Maybe you've become invested in the emotions of others as you offer them support, or maybe you've developed an unhealthy relationship. It's time to focus on your emotional well-being. So this is usually a very mothering, nurturing character. You might be the mom friend of your group. And this is once again for Capricorn. So it feels like maybe, I think that you've been giving yourself too much to other people. Okay. So 6 of Pentacles. Let's see what that has to deal with here. 6 of Pentacles deals with imbalance of generosity, lack of resources, lack of reciprocity. So once again, feeling like you're giving too much in a relationship, that you are forgetting yourself, you're losing yourself. And I think that can sometimes be difficult because you might harbor some bitterness because you're giving but not receiving. And that's kind of what 6 of Pentacles warns of. Although I don't think that's necessarily the case, but just kind of like when you keep giving yourself, even towards situations or for people that you care about, sometimes it can leave you feeling very dry, kind of like very empty. And I think that that's kind of leading to emotional burnout for you. It's really hard. I think that you're a very empathetic person, whoever this is referring to. And so it's leading to that emotional burnout because you are like looking out for so many other people instead of yourself. So the Star is the last one here, number 17. And Star has to deal with the optimist usually, but in reverse, it deals with despair, disconnection, and obliviousness. I think you are missing some signs related to yourself because you're focusing on so many other people. Indicates loss of faith or hope that settles into despair over the pain you've gone through recently. I wonder if you're focusing so much on other people's problems because it helps you to kind of ignore or lessen your own problems. It's not on purpose, but it's almost a feeling of like, at least my life isn't like this. I know that sounds awful, but it's sometimes like a comforting thought because it's like, I haven't hit rock bottom yet, have I? But I really think that you're starting to head that direction because you are going to foster that bitterness because you aren't taking care of your own emotional needs. It could hint at like ignoring some signs, so there might be some very obvious signs you're missing that's leading you towards this kind of depressive time. So I do think the best thing right now for you is to take some time for yourself to look after your own emotional health instead of necessarily mothering other people. You need to mother yourself right now. Be your own mother. All right. And with that, we're down to 2 left. We are down to 2 left. I know some are shorter than others. Some are more direct messages than others. So I'm sorry if some of these messages are shorter for certain signs than other signs here. It's not favoritism, I swear. So right now we are on Aquarius 1/1938. So let's do this. All right. Let's take a shuffle here. Whoop. All right. Aquarius people, they are kind of like the aliens of the group. I know that sounds really rude, but they're kind of the more quirky people. They are some of the most creative. I can never think the way that an Aquarius thinks, but I love that about Aquarius people. They are some of the most unique people to meet. They have the most creative ideas. They are the most out there. They have such a unique perspective on things that make them so interesting to have as a friend. Oi, this one. All right. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Let's see here. This one. King of Cups upright. I actually think I'm gonna grab this top one. The Star in reverse again. All right, well, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Blah, blah, blah. Ace of Pentacles in reverse has to deal with financial loss, lack of commitment, and lack of security. Ace of Pentacles warns of financial mismanagement and disappointment. It could also mean that the foundation of these new opportunities is flimsy at best. So the stability and security of future endeavors may be feeling fleeting or questionable. It can note that commitment is wavering or revoked entirely, putting these new possibilities at risk. Is it? I have to look at these other two real quick first. So the King of Cups. The King of Cups has to do with diplomacy, emotional balance, calmness, and measure. King is kind of like at the top of their game. So being a king at any of these signs is usually a good sign. With this one specifically, it's about being emotionally centered. King of stability and healthy boundaries. In love, the King of Cups is someone who knows exactly who he is, what he wants, and how to show gratitude. In mentorship or work, it has to do with being a figure of guidance you can always turn to for trusted advice. It's also a responsible figure who knows the heart's true wishes and fosters emotional and spiritual balance in order to achieve those aspirations, which is kind of like the opposite of this Ace of Pentacles cards that we just had, which deals with kind of like not being sure of commitment or being like financially unsure, so not having quite that proper footing. It's almost as if you have everything worked out for your own personal boundaries, but like figuring out your financial situation might be a little bit iffy right now. The Star. Let's take a look at the Star again, and this one is in reversed. So this one has to do with despair, disconnection, and obliviousness once again. So I do think that this is missing some certain signs. I think that, in my mind, this has to do with work. I do think that you are able to manage your workload really well, but I do think that there might be certain signs that you're missing where maybe you're overspending, or maybe you try to invest in something. Like, for example, if this is for a VTuber, maybe you invested in a really fancy model, but because you invested in that fancy model, you were expecting that you would have a lot of new followers or a lot of new engagement, but maybe it's not as much as you predicted. So I think there's some disappointment there, but I think that this is a thing that has to deal with like managing your expectations. I think that this has to deal with like, it's like instead of expecting things to turn out a certain way, it's good that you know your boundaries, know your limits, and know what's like best for your work style and emotional well-being. But you need to manage your expectations in terms of financials, logics, like things that are grounded in the physical realm. So things that have to do with like, how much money are you putting into this? How much time are you putting into this? Is this worth the time that you're putting into this? And if it's not, are you ready to move on to the next thing instead of being like sinking more into this financial loss? Like, the way that I think of it is like the spilled milk fallacy, which is like, sometimes you are gonna dump milk, but you have to kind of like get over it. Like, you're gonna lose out sometimes, and that's kind of like the harsh reality of especially this industry with VTubing, there's going to be certain things that you can't account for, but you can't be crying over it or staying too long on it. You have to find the next thing. Kind of like, don't be stuck in the past, keep moving forward, keep trying new things. So if you have had a financial loss, yeah, that sucks, but it's not going to be the last thing, and it's not going to be the, like, it's not going to be the end-all be-all. So don't worry if you find that you're not getting the results you want, because there is going to be something out there. You just need to try it. You already know your own personal boundaries, which is going to help you a lot in the long run. So I think with this, it's just managing your expectations and your finances. Don't go too ham. It might be gotcha. Don't go too ham with gotcha. You could be finding that that's not the financial sinking you want. Let's see. The last but not least is Pisces. So Pisces, we have 01, 25, 20. My last sign! It's gone by too fast. Maybe I should have done more into this. I really like doing these tarot readings, but like I said, it's been a while, so I feel kind of rusty. It's been a long time since I've done these tarot readings, and I usually include oracle readings too to kind of flesh things out a little bit longer, but I don't know. I feel like keeping things a little bit short and sweet so that I can also take care of and manage myself. Woo! That's the first time it kind of popped out at me. The Magician. Did you see that? All right. So Pisces, we have the Magician in reverse. This one. 8 of Pentacles upright. And last but not least, this one right here. 8 of Cups in reverse. A lot of 8s. You might want to look into numerology. Anytime I see multiple, either multiple suites or multiple numbers show up at the same time, I always recommend looking up the number to figure out if that, if that might mean something more for you. I did see that. Sometimes the cards just do what they want. I think I love that the most though, because sometimes it's like the cards saying they're eager to get a message out. It's like excitement. It kind of is really cute to me. Magician usually has to deal with knowing that you have all the cards in your hands, like you have everything you need to be able to create. In reverse, it has to deal with untapped or blocked power, manipulation of power. The way that you might see this is untapped potential. When reversed, this card says that your power is either dormant or being wielded unfairly. Ask yourself whether what you're working to actualize has integrity or if it lacks honor. Alternatively, someone could be taking advantage of your power for questionable ends. Think about who will benefit from your hard work. If you feel blocked in the actualization of your goal, this card reverse encourages you to think innovatively. What's at your disposal, you can make what you have work. So, work it, girl. You have something there. You already have everything you need. You might not know that though, or someone else knows that you have everything to make it work. So be careful who you lend your power to, because you are able to create so much. You're able to materialize things. You're very successful, and someone has taken notice of it and may be trying to take advantage of you. So be careful, be warned for that. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, let's see, deals with, wow, commitment, hard work, education, skill development, investment. So again, you have everything you need to make things work for you. I do think that you are developing those skills and you are putting all the work into it to make this into actualization. You're looking to build a foundation for a better, more fulfilling future by mastering skills and putting in the time and effort to accomplish your future goals. That's awesome. It's a great way to, I think, actualize some of the goals that you have in mind. So you are really thinking in the long term here. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Let me see here. I believe that had to deal with opportunities, but I think forewarning about who's taking advantage of those opportunities. But let me check here just to be sure. So indecision, denial, aimlessness. 8 of Cups warns against refusing to let go. It's hard, but sometimes you have to move on before things become toxic. The current situation isn't productive and you shouldn't ignore that. It can also signify that you've left a dissatisfying situation, but you've yet to find a new place to settle. So I think, again, this Magician card is warning with this 8 of Cups that someone might have already noticed that you have all these options available to you, and they're like, I want a cup. because I can see that you're filling all these cups. I want one of those. But they're taking advantage of all the work that you've put in. So be careful of who you share your magic with. Be careful of who you like work with to make your stuff materialize, because you are putting in the work. You are studying hard. Whatever you're practicing right now, I know is for your ultimate future goal. But other people are trying to hop in on that, and they're not putting in their own work. Be careful of who might be trying to take advantage of you. But I do see that you might not realize that you already have everything at your disposal. So if you are in the medium of like creation, or you're working on a passion project, maybe work goals, don't forget that you need to... I forgot you're here now. Hi, Yuri! Yes, I am here. I'm on YouTube now. I'm a YouTube streamer now. I'm still getting used to it too. The UI for like YouTube streaming is so different than Twitch streaming. I had to set up a few things before getting streams started, but I learned how to schedule streams today, which was fun. Once again, just wrapping up for Pisces. If you are a Pisces, make sure that you know that you have everything at your disposal. You are very creative. Whatever passion project you're working on, or whatever project are at your hands, you have everything you need to make it work. But other people are envious and can see that you have that. So make sure that you share this only with people that you trust. Make sure that you aren't being taken advantage of, because you are a very innovative person. You are able to create and manifest anything you want. You just need to know that you can do it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You actually showed up, unfortunately, at the end of my stream. This is the last reading that I had here, but I am really happy to have you here. Thank you for dropping by. I am hoping to do more streams because I am back now. If I go away or if I disappear, it's possibly because I am packing for moving, as I said before. So it is going to be a big change. August 17th or 18th is when I'm aiming to move. So if I do move by then, it might take a few days to set up. Of course, I'll be keeping that updated on my Twitter. So if you don't follow me there, make sure you follow me at Miri Mizuhiki. And look forward to some debut announcements and debut prep, because I am putting up some content related to that soon, I hope. So if you are looking forward to that, I hope to see you there. I am very excited to show you everything I have in store for you. There are so many things that I'm so excited for this next upcoming month, and if you are someone who has benefit from this reading, please let me know. I love to hear that I've given some good advice to someone, and maybe that if it could brighten someone's day. I love you guys so much. Don't be sad. Don't worry. I plan to stream some more. There will be more. I promise. Well, not crossing fingers. I promise with like finger hearts. Debut. Yes, debut is coming up. So I love you guys so much. Keep in touch. If you want to see some debut prep or some other exciting content that is related to my new model, then take a look at my TikTok, because I am going to be posting there every day of this month, regardless of move or not. So, love you guys so much. I will see you guys next time. I love you. I love you guys so much. Bye. Baby face. No, I am big mature lady. Trust me. I am so much. The new child. All right, I love you guys so much. Bye. Love you. Bye. Remember to be nice to each other. I love you. Bye.